So last year, I was in California for a Life Technologies board meeting, and I had an experience that typifies the Michigan difference. During one of the breaks of the meeting, Life Technologies CIO, Joe Beery, pulled me aside to tell me, and I was very surprised about this, that one of our doctors, Dr. John Fink, and the University of Michigan had truly saved two of his children's lives. That same day, the Beery's story was featured on the Today Show. And so here is that clip from the Today Show.
We're back at 8:39 this morning on Today's Health, a miracle diagnosis. A set of twins were crippled by a neurological disorder, but their parents refused to accept that their children would spend the rest of their lives confined to wheelchairs. Here's NBC's Chief Medical Editor, Dr. Nancy Snyderman.
No parent wants to hear bad news about their child, especially when it's about a potentially devastating illness.
When Noah and Alexis were about 2 years old, we had an MRI done on Noah, and they actually found brain damage in the ventricle area of his brain. And so that was a definitive diagnosis of cerebral palsy.
His twin sister Alexis was diagnosed with cerebral palsy too.
It was very hard to hear that diagnosis, but it actually was somewhat of a relief, because then we had the basis which we could then build on what their future was going to be like.
But for Retta and Joe Beery, there was something odd about what doctors were telling them. Unlike typical CP patients, Alexis's symptoms were changing, leading the Beerys to believe something else was going on.
By 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, she literally couldn't sit up. She couldn't swallow. She certainly couldn't walk, and you literally couldn't reach her.
Despite countless doctor visits, the Beerys had no answers, forcing them to take matters into their own hands.
When you have cerebral palsy, what you have is what you have. The brain damage that you have, the symptoms that you have should only improve with therapy, and Alexis was clearly starting to regress.
But then they stumbled across an article that highlighted the research of a rare, progressive mood disorder called dopa-responsive dystonia.
Everything in me knew that this was what Alexis had.
Individuals with dopa-responsive dystonia often can walk for a period of a couple of hours in the morning, but as the day progresses, they become more impaired. This is very treatable by giving low doses of levodopa. This is converted in the body to dopamine and provides sustained and substantial benefit.
Alexis responded to the medicine immediately, within hours, eating, talking, even walking on her own.
That is one of those days that I will remember for the rest of my life, because we had a daughter who was really incapable of doing almost anything herself. And within 24 hours of the first dose, it is almost like she was reborn.
A few months later, Alexis's brother Noah began showing the same symptoms. He too was given the medication, with immediate results. Next year will mark 10 years since the Beery twins have been symptom-free, but they'll never forget the 5 years where they were trapped inside their own bodies.
I would just be completely debilitated and just, I wouldn't have any control over anything.
Alexis and Noah are 14, and they're in school, going to be freshmen in high school. Phenomenal athletes, running track, playing volleyball.
I know that because of what I've gone through, it's really changed my life, and I'm getting more opportunities to change other people's lives.
And that she did. The twins shared their story in a Discovery Channel show called Mystery Diagnosis, and a young boy named Travis was watching.
He called me over with his soft voice and said, "Mom, this sounds like me. This sounds like me."
Travis, now 16 years old, went from a childhood in a wheelchair to a member of his high school tennis team.
I was able to walk and do stuff and run like all the other kids were.
At an unusual reunion, the two families met.
You gave us the life that we have now and the future that we're going to have.
A bright future that not so long ago, these three children could never have imagined.
Well, today we're very fortunate that Joe Beery is here with us, as well as the incredible Dr. Fink. And Joe's oldest son was supposed to be with us too, Zachary, who is a freshman at Michigan this year. But I learned that he has an exam tonight, so I think he made the right decision. So, come on up. So, I asked Joe, and come on up, Dr. Fink. I asked Joe to just take a minute and tell us what the University of Michigan Health System has meant to him and his family. So, come on up, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, what an impressive facility. What an impressive group of people. And I have some stories to tell you, but first of all, from the bottom of my heart, as a father who has children, thank you. What you have done, what Dr. Fink has done, and what you guys continue to do is changing people's lives. And I hope that you see through this story and the other stories that I saw here today, it's not just the connection that you make with a patient that comes to see you like us. It's the global connections that exist across the world. Travis was watching TV and saw a special, and that was a connection to the University of Michigan. It's a connection that you guys create every single day. Earlier in the presentation, Aura commented on how many publications you guys produce. And I have to tell you real quickly how this story evolved. My wife and our family had basically got to the end of our rope. She found a copy of a copy of a copy of a publication that was produced in 1991 by John Fink. That publication we took and we did the work and we contacted Dr. Fink. So every one of those publications that you produce every single day can change somebody's life. And I have to tell you that my company does a lot of work in the life sciences area. And I told Aura, I said, it's amazing how my life, both personally and professionally, keeps connecting with the University of Michigan. Dr. Fink was the first connection. If you read the press yesterday, the company I work for, and one of the reasons I'm here, just recently acquired one of your spin-offs called Compendia. So we actually have a facility here at the University of Michigan. And the third thing, and I'm saying a prayer for him right now, is my son is now in the middle of a calculus exam. and I hope that he has just a phenomenal career here at the University of Michigan because of these things. And I'm sitting in the audience and I'm listening and I'm watching and I'm thinking, I now know why. I now know why, because you're really phenomenal at what you do. My life, and you've changed personally as well as professionally, is because you are really, really good at what you do. And my encouragement is, please keep doing it. And you got to keep doing it for a couple of reasons. One, you are changing people's lives. I am very, very convinced, and I can say this with both joy as well as maybe not as much. I have 3 children today because of you. Alexis and Noah would not have gotten to where they are today, without a doubt. We were literally months away from a wheelchair and feeding tubes and all of those kind of things. And today Alexis is actually, as a freshman, earned a varsity letter in track. And my goal would be she come to the University of Michigan as well. But that is so important that you keep doing that. You keep on doing those kind of things that change people's lives. And again, I don't know what to say other than thank you very much, and please keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Joe, and thanks to Dr.